Hello, everybody. I just wanted to say hi. I see a bunch of people that came in. If you could just mute your audio, and I will do my best to answer any questions. If you wanted to, believe there's still a chat feature on here, you can put them in the chat. There were a couple questions that came up already. As far as masks, the original recommendation was for you not to wear a mask as per the ACA and the CDC guidelines for summer camps. However, yesterday, due to the state guidelines that just came out yesterday, they are recommending that kids wear or campers wear face coverings. So what Thomas and I have decided to do was to purchase some bandanas, just so that the children, if they go within the 6 foot distance, they can quick put them over their faces just to make them feel more comfortable. And it's a less medical way for them to be walking around so they don't feel uncomfortable. As far as swimming, Miss Karen and Miss Jade have come up with a great way for both swim lessons and for social distance swimming. So you do have that. So we do have that in place. She did a blog post yesterday about it. I'm just going to move because I can hear Mr. Thomas. I can hear my voice and Mr. Thomas's echo. So we do have that in place. There was some other questions that I'm going to get to in 1 minute. We are doing half capacity. That was originally recommended, so we are going to stick with the half capacity. We only invited back our counselors who have been here before so that they know what the proper safety procedures are already. So this way we can go ahead and review not only the old safety procedures, but the new COVID ones. And they're more confident in dealing with the children, and they're also much more familiar faces for the kids. So with everything they've been going through, we just wanted to make it as familiar as possible. There's no trips. I don't know if anybody found that out yet, but we will not be doing trips and assemblies. That was recommended as per the CDC, also as per the state. So we are not going to have any trips. Counselors are required to wear masks inside. Outside, if they go within that 6 foot distance, they do have to put their mask on if they are speaking with a camper or another counselor, just as anybody normally would if they're breaking the 6 foot distance. We are not going to be having drop-off inside. We're going to have designated drop-off spots outside with yoga mats so that the campers can, they'll sign in via a QR code sign in. So it's a no-touch sign in. You're just going to scan it. We're going to have several questions on our Google form that you guys are going to answer. And depending on what those answers are, will depend whether or not your camper can come. Specific questions are whether or not you know someone who's been exposed to COVID in the last 48 hours, in which case your child cannot come, or if your child has been exposed to COVID in the last 48 hours. Also, in addition to that, the state hasn't quite clearly given the guidelines as far as taking temperatures, but we have given you our new version of our medical form. If you haven't gotten it yet, but it'll come out in an email from CSI for SMILE. It's basically a 14-day monitoring record of your child's health and temperature. It hasn't been recommended by the state here, but what they're recommending is a daily temperature taking when your camper comes in. We do have a no contact thermometer that we have purchased here at the facility, so we can use that for taking temps for campers when they arrive. Is there any specific questions that you guys have? Can everybody hear me okay? So we've also come up with our mitigation strategies, things that we are going to be doing to lessen exposure if something is to happen, or if we think that a child is not feeling well. We do have an isolation room that we have to have as per the state, but we were basing this on the original guidelines back in March. So it's just a room that Thomas and I will put our full PPE on and take care of the child in the room that will be isolated from the rest of the camp. In addition, we also have spoken with our cleaning service that they will do emergency contact tracing cleaning as soon as we can get the spaces clear for them to come in and clean it. The cleaners and disinfectants that we are using are all EPA approved. I have purchased them and I have made sure that they were registered with the EPA, and they're all diluted. They're not super smelly. They're not anything that's super chemically. I personally don't like that, and I just didn't want the kids to feel like they were walking in and with asthma and different people's allergies. Wanted to make sure it was a lighter scent, not something that was overpowering. Let me see. Any other questions? So yeah, so with our QR sign in and sign out, that's what we're going to have to do. It's just a way of doing no contact. It will be car side drop off, and we'll be right there to pick them up. We are purchasing 2 tents to put out on the field. The recommendation is not to have, you can either have camp fully outside or fully inside, but they are allowing us to have it outside, inside, and inside, which of course that's what we're going to do. We're going to have designated spaces for camp. We will still be running our martial arts program and our dance program, just like we do every summer, and we are running our art program as well. Each camper will get their own container, their own plastic container that they can keep their own art supplies in. This year, we were going to ask the parents if they would be willing to purchase those art supplies, just because with 50 kids and having to buy 50 different types of crayons or markers, or and we're not going to say, you have to buy crayons, markers, colored pencils. It'll be one of, whatever your child prefers for coloring. And all of the activities that we have are all individual arts and crafts, so that the children can make them. And anything that is going to be a group project, it's going to be a smaller individual craft that we can put together as a larger group project. We're also busy on creating some physical distance. We're trying not to use the word social distance with the kids. Physical distance games, such as shadow tag, flashlight tag, things like that. I do want to let you know that our counselors and Thomas and I take this responsibility very seriously. We are, making sure that we're making all of the necessary changes that we need to make. We're purchasing clear backpacks for the counselors. So once you can see what's in there, and it can be ready, as soon as possible. They're going to have hand sanitizer in their backpacks, and they're also going to have the ability to be wiped down every single day for disinfectant purposes. So that's the reason we purchased the clear plastic backpacks. I'm trying to think what else. If there's anything else that you guys have any concerns about. We will be doing some of our fitness specials. We can have Zumba because Miss Kim works here, so she's not an outside vendor, which they're recommending that we don't do, so she will be in the building. And we will have the karate because Senpai Will works here, so he will not be an outside vendor. The idea is anyone who works here is not considered an outside vendor, so it doesn't further the exposure for anybody. On the medical forms, if we'll be sending them out, there is a COVID-19 question on there, I believe, as far as exposure. And then we also have the 14-day record, and then we have the amendment to the sickness policy on there as well. So please read through those. There's nothing as far as testing here at our facility. It's not required by the state. It's just going to be more of a monitoring of everything and making sure that we're paying attention as to what's going on. All of our counselors' temperatures will be taken when they walk in the building, as well as the rest of the employees at the facility. So if that gives anybody comfort. Right now, we're still taking enrollment. We're still, as per the state, we were, because we're mandated to close for weeks 1 and 2, what Thomas and I will be sending an email out to those who are actually registered for weeks 1 and 2. You can get a credit towards your balance owed, or you can transfer them to other weeks because we're not able to open until July 6th. So we will not have our CIT or pre-CIT program as planned this year. We wanted to make it as simple as possible, and bringing in CITs I just think was not the right decision to make, just because they're still learning and we just wanted our experienced counselors coming in. This year we will be offering, I guess you would call it a souvenir t-shirt, something different this year for our campers, because of the need not to have it labeled, because we're not going on any trips or anything. We felt that this would be an excellent opportunity for us to create almost like an alumni shirt, some sort of shirt that's different from any shirt they've ever had, because it'll have what what camper favorites are, trips, assemblies, carnival, things like that on there. So we do have those. If anyone would like to purchase one, we are doing those this year. Lunches, again, same thing with physical distancing. We are requiring those who are doing or helping out with the kids with their meals and stuff, they will be wearing, I opted for a paper apron, not a full gown. Again, I'm trying to lessen the medical feel of everything. I'm trying to make it as, as less obvious as possible with everything going on and what everybody's been through. So I just opted for the paper disposable gowns that they'll be wearing, and gloves, just with food prep, which is recommended anyway. And we do the gloves anyway, but they wanted us to go a little bit further with the paper aprons. I think there were some questions regarding swim lessons. That was also answered in Miss Karen's blog post. There are some other blog posts out there. There is a blog post as to why I decided to run camp. It wasn't a very easy decision, but I felt like these kids could use, some time with their friends, break, just, a way to create memories and to kind of almost forget what the last few months have been. So I myself am sending my daughter to sleepaway camp. In one of the blog posts that I did, I gave her the opportunity. Now she's 13, and I asked her, do you still want to go to camp? And my 13-year-old said that I would rather be prepared than paranoid. So, that's coming from a 13-year-old. I'm not saying everybody has to listen to that, but based on what she said, we're allowing her to go to camp because that's her opinion. Of course, I'm going to do all the checks like I did for our camp. So I'm going to make sure that they have all of their T's crossed and their I's dotted as far as their policies and things like that. But we're going to let her go, and she's going to actually come here too because she loves seeing the kids. So she's going to be spending a couple weeks here as well. Let me just check. I know there were some questions from Riley's mom, so I just want to make sure I have those questions answered. Okay. Okay, so I think I answered all those questions. If I didn't, Kelly, let me know. So the masks that the counselors are going to be are going to be wearing our cloth masks. I don't know if anybody had known that or they were aware. I had put it in one of my lives, but again, I'm trying to get away from that medical feel. I'm trying to make it as, not as hospital looking as possible. So they're going to be wearing gray face masks, cloth masks, and they're multi-use. So the counselors will be washing them and bringing them back. I just thought that was the best way to do it. Let's see, we got some questions. So as far as outside, it all depends on the heat. We are purchasing tents, so they're not, we're trying to lessen sun exposure. I myself have a daughter who cannot be in the sun that long, and I know that was one of the benefits for, one of the decisions for some of these parents coming to camp was that we're not outside all the time. So the idea is, not to spend too much time outside, but if we are, we have the tents if the kids get tired or hot or if they just want to chill. For rainy days, we do have spaces. We have the courts. We have a studio that we can use. So we do have spaces designated specifically for camp. As far as the outside, it also depends on how humid it is. Sometimes our little ones it's very buggy, or they were outside the day before and they have mosquito bites, so they're itchy. So I guess it would all depend on the humidity and how comfortable everybody is. Thomas and I are always going to be around. So if it's a situation where one of our campers just doesn't want to be outside, that's fine. They can come hang out, hang inside with us. And we can take them in a court and do a game or something. So that's not a problem. As far as free swim, Miss Karen has developed a sort of a process for that. It's basically going to be sort of a social distance, physical distance way of doing things. So whether it's one or two children, we have three separate changing rooms, plus we also have the 4 bathrooms. So we can do it. We just have to do it, with the 6-foot distance, which it does help to have the face coverings, because we can, say to our campers, if you think you're going to be closer to your friend, then you can, put your bandana up. More like cowboys and Indians or something, or some sort of, Halloween-esque kind of costume is probably how we'll think of how we're going to tell them. Just as we're coming, we came up with our physical distance greeting that Miss Megan's going to be putting the video out on our Facebook page. We'll come up with some sort of slogan so that the kids know that they can, quick cover their faces. So one of the things that we've decided to do is with little kids and kids when they're having fun, they tend to forget if they're, going to make, run in, not run into the road, but, just kind of do something and you want to kind of quick grab, get them and stop them from doing it. So one of the things that we've decided to do is our quick response is going to be show your heart 6 feet apart. And that will get their attention and they'll kind of know. Instead of going to a long conversation with them about why we shouldn't do that, I'm sure they've heard enough from you guys and maybe possibly seen stuff on the news or, what you heard from their friends. It's just our quick way of reminding them, but also not chastising them. So just letting them know by them doing that they're, they're helping out their friend. So it's show your heart 6 feet apart. And then again, we'll be putting the video up of the physical distance greeting. And we're also going to be doing some demonstration videos of how you can dab and cough. Miss Lindsay's going to be doing that, and some other, just quick videos of, if you need a tissue, or if you're going to open a door, if you want to use a tissue, things like that. So just little kind of tutorials for them so they know, what they can do if they choose to open a door handle. We'll have tissues everywhere. Trying to think. So yes, because we're at 50% capacity, the recommendation is that the children stay in groups of households. So 5 to 6 campers in a group, which allows for still being able to have games and still being able to, participate, but not in big groups. So we felt like, this was one of those decisions that, we could take more as per the state guidelines, but we just feel like this is the right decision to make. I am looking into possibly adding some Zoom-like activities or seeing if I can do some Zoom yoga sessions or something. But that's gonna, that would be part of like the fitness. For the most part, it's going to be art and activities, movie here or there. And if your child has anything specific, like last year, bracelets were all the rage. So a lot of the kids came in with their string and their bracelets. They can do that. We're gonna have, my gosh, I can't even think of it. Rainbow Loom, we'll have that here. So we can teach them how to do that with their fingers so they can do Rainbow Loom. So they'll have activities that they can do outside of the art activities that we're planning as well. So we're still gonna do swim 4 days a week because there is the possibility that camps will come on Wednesdays. So we're still gonna only do our swim on 4 days a week. If you prefer, one of the recommendations is that, you can keep your children together in a group. It depends on the age difference, but if that's something that you prefer, we can do that. I'm not expecting an 11-year-old to want to be with their 7-year-old brother. It's really what the choices of the parent. It does reduce exposure, but it's not being required by the state to do. And I want the kids to have a positive, fun experience with their friends. So I don't really want them to go, oh, I gotta go, and because I have brothers and I understand what that's about. But again, it's really, what you choose as a parent if you want to have them together in a group. I don't see any more questions. So this year for camp, because of guidelines and because of trying to being able to clean everything and wipe everything down and organize everything, we are only running our camp from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. That is just because sometimes with aftercare, the kids want to hang out, lay on the couch, and they are tired by the end of the day, so they tend to get a little bit closer, a little bit, So for the best possible scenario, we're going to just choose to run the 8 to 4. If there are any parents that are concerned about that, or if there's something that you need to talk about to me and privately, you can always email me and we can always see what we can do. Because I don't want that decision to hinder anyone from being able to work or anything. So if we possibly have to work around that, then that's something that I'm willing to do. As far as the campers wearing the masks, again, it's really if they break that 6-foot distance. And a lot of the games that we've come up with, they're physical distancing games. So they're really not gonna have to break that physical distance. But we'll just do the bandanas. We'll purchase those and we'll make it a game for them so that they know, if I'm a certain distance from my friend, I should probably put my bandana on. I don't want to call it a mask. I want to call it a bandana. But yeah, that's what they're telling us we have to use face coverings. And my choice is to use the bandana for them. Something bright, something colorful, something fun. So it's not something that they're uncomfortable with. As far as when they're outside, they don't have to wear them. and we're not going to make them wear them. Any children who are uncomfortable or have an asthma condition or simply can't wear them, I mean, let's face it, we're adults, we're still trying to figure out how to wear these things. So we're not going to make them. It's just going to be a polite reminder to, if you're, just like, share your heart 6 feet apart. It's just going to be a polite reminder. Hey, can you just kind of, play hide and seek for a minute and just pull that up, but that's what it's going to be. But it's not, if a child has a health condition or is uncomfortable, it's not mandatory. It's just something that we just want to have in place just in case. Not to mention, children cough and clear their throats all the time. And so, I just don't want anybody to be like, what's going on? So the mask is just a different, if they're going to cough, they can just pull it up and cough or something, or like we're teaching them to jab and cough. So again, our goal is to make this a safe, healthy, but fun summer, and fun summer. For them to still create memories like they normally would, for them to be able to spend time with their friends, for you guys to feel comfortable leaving them here with us. But I understand, excuse me. I understand the decision it is as a parent to, decide to send your child to summer camp. So we don't take this lightly, and I just, wanted you guys to know that. We take this very seriously, but at the same time, we love these kids. We love them coming back every summer. We love seeing the families. We love seeing you guys at open houses. We love seeing them, we love seeing them grow and get bigger, and we love seeing their siblings. So this was a collective decision, and Thomas and all the counselors are on board. And that's our goal, to make it a fun, healthy, safe summer, and to try to make it as, thank you, to make it a fun, healthy, and safe summer, and to try to make it as memorable as possible for the right reasons. So anyway, sorry about that. I'm always accessible via email. I'm sorry if I haven't gotten back to you. It's been a little crazy trying to get the guidelines and stuff. So I will try to get back to everybody in emails. If you don't hear from me in like 3 days, you can always just send me an email saying, hey, Ms. Darlene, what's up? Can you respond to me? But I do apologize if I haven't gotten back to you or if you haven't heard from me. I don't particularly like the way Gmail comes in sometimes because I tend to miss emails. So that is all really. Again, any questions or concerns, I am always around. Mr. Thomas is on board. Is he currently on here? Are you on here, Mr. Thomas? You want to talk a little bit? You can unmute yourself.
What do you want me to talk about?
Anything you want.
Hey, everybody.
I can't hear you. Can you guys hear Thomas? I don't think so. I think because I'm the host. But he's here, so you can always, he's been available. He's been an excellent team member for me, a teammate specifically. He's been working on some stuff with me and coming up with some new ideas. I think for us, as much of a challenge as it was, and it actually worked for us to think outside the box. So it actually changed our perspective on how we can create different activities. Our counselors were on board. We've done Zoom meetings. So they've come up with some ideas, and they're continuing to come up with some ideas. Miss Lindsay is in charge of our Minute to Win It contest. So she's coming up with a bunch of different ideas for the kids to do Minute to Win It's, which are good because they're physical distance, but they're still fun, you know, to see your friend do a Minute to Win It challenge right next to you. So that's another activity that we're also coming up with. As far as the art boxes, they were just ordered, so we can let you guys know when they come in. I thought it would be cool. I don't know if anybody has the time, but the counselors actually wanted to do this, is that we wanted to line up on the side field and just, you know, if you guys wanted to do a drive-by, just say hi and pick up your art box so you can fill it before camp starts. Then they could see the counselors' faces. The counselors will love to see them. Miss Nicole has had a good time doing the dances. That was something that she wanted to do. And Mr. Thomas, of course, has been reading his book on our Facebook page. If you haven't checked out our Facebook page, please do so. There's a lot of information on there, and we're going to be putting a lot more. Also, too, everybody wants to see Mr. Thomas's face, so even if the kids just pop on there and they can just hear him read the stories, or if they want to try Miss Nicole's dance moves, you know. And then when I did my lives, there were a couple rough ones, a couple emotional ones when this whole thing went down, but at the end, I always tried to smile. So even if you just wanted, the kids just wanted to pop on there just to see me, or you know, see a familiar face from the summertime, you can do that. But we are going to be putting more information up there. I think that is all. I don't know if there was a certain time for this, but I just wanted to say hi to everybody and let you know we're doing everything we can to create a fun, safe, healthy summer for your children and to ease any concerns that you have. Again, I understand, you know, the burden of making this decision. So, you know, we wanted to, we started back in March. I just wanted to start planning ahead of time, so I had all these answers for you guys. Things changed because our new state guidelines are a little bit more different, but for the most part, the guidelines that I'm using are kind of like the cream of the crop camp guidelines for sleepaway camps and things like that. So I was able to join some Facebook groups, see some webinars, so I wanted to start planning, so this way when our governor decided that we could start, I had everything ready to go, and the counselors had all the information that they needed. So we've been working on this for a while. Thomas and I and the counselors also have been, you know, sitting in on webinars and things like that for just bringing positivity, just, you know, being positive about the whole situation, because, you know, they themselves, some of them, like my oldest daughter, didn't get her college graduation. So some of our counselors were not able to have a college graduation. So we kind of pointed them in the direction of webinars that brought positivity to what they're going to be dealing with in the summer, and how to kind of, you know, lift the spirits of the campers and to make this a fun and light and easy summer. So, you know, that's kind of the things that they've been involved in. They also have been, you know, just excited about coming back and being a part of this. They're not, I mean, they're, you know, we've let them know that it's going to be a little stressful. But we've also allowed for them to take breaks in, you know, in the middle, because they do have to wear their masks inside. So Thomas and I are fully aware that we are going to need to give our counselors breaks so that they can have the time that they need, and also to be able to give the most to their campers. And Thomas and I will be here the whole time, just giving, you know, stepping in, visiting, talking, you know, helping out our campers are having a little bit of a rough time. We can, as we've always done, you know, with bringing them in after they've kind of, you know, not really been too many places and coming in here, some of them might be a little a little skittish or a little shy, we've done in the past, we've given phone calls to let parents know, you know, hey, she's doing okay today. You know, she was a little quiet in the morning and, you know, she had her snack and she's doing better. So, you know, those are things that we can do to kind of ease your concerns as well. But yeah, we're fully prepared with all of our stuff that we need for our isolation, plus anything we need for safety precautions. And also, you know, the backpacks. Mr. Thomas is doing some construction for us. He's going to be creating 2 outside hand washing stations. He loves these projects. He's done projects for us before. He built our planters that we painted that are in the front of the building. So I kind of showed it to him and he's up for the challenge. So the good news about that is that they will be hand washing stations that our campers can use. They will be hands-free, so they don't have to touch anything. So it's no contact. Like I said, the counselors will have hand sanitizer in their backpacks, but to have a pump of hand sanitizer and have, you know, all these children just hitting the pump, that's not something we want either. So our counselors will have the gloves and they'll do the hand sanitizer, and then we'll also have the hands-free hand washing stations. In addition to that, with filling water bottles, the recommendation by the state is that children come to camp with a filled water bottle. Well, we all know that a filled water bottle only lasts a couple hours. So we do have the water coolers here. Thomas and I will make sure that we are doing the filling of the water bottles and you know, with our gloves. And if anyone does use it, we will be wiping down the actual, you know, lever for the water bottles. I think I've covered everything. Does anyone have any questions or concerns? You can message me privately. I'm sure everybody is used to these Zoom meetings now, so I'm sure you guys know the settings. But we can also do another one if, you know, we wanted Mr. Thomas to be in on it and be able to talk. We can also do that as well. We can do a double hosting if that's something that we would want to do, if you guys are interested. Yeah, he probably just wants to say hi to everybody too. Hey, Thomas. I'm gonna let him say hi.
Where are you?
Right here. You want to say hi to everybody?
Hello. How is everybody?
There's nothing.
There's nothing.
So yeah, we just wanted to say hello. Do you have any messages?
See you in a couple weeks.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that is Mr. Thomas. He is the reason I smile every day. He's the reason that I didn't get stressed out because I knew I had him. And I also knew that I had some really pretty amazing counselors. And not for nothing, but I knew we had some really supportive families. I knew that you guys have trusted us in the past with your children and given the right information and trying to communicate to you as much as possible what our steps and our guidelines are. You know, we knew that if you guys felt comfortable enough that you would come see us. So any campers or parents that are not comfortable, even if you just want to stop by and say hello, we can meet you outside and just say hi. Everybody, you know, the campers love seeing Mr. Thomas or I or the counselors. So even if you just want to do a drive-by while camp's going on, just to say hi, or they can get a glimpse of their friends, it's perfectly fine with me. Or if later in the summer, if you feel a little bit more comfortable and you want to come later in the summer, just let me know. And if you know a specific week that you're looking at, or I can let you know exactly what spots we have open. I think as the summer goes on, people might feel a little bit more comfortable. So that's always an option too, if you would like to do that. I will not be changing anything significant, like we will not be adding assemblies, we will not be adding trips. just because I feel like consistency is pretty important right now. So to go ahead and, start something and to add something else, I think is I'd rather be able to focus on what we have set up now, and then we can adjust accordingly for next summer, if we need to. Okay. Thank you, everybody, for getting on and listening to me rant listen to me talk for a while. I really appreciate you guys coming on here and listening. This isn't my favorite thing to do, but as I've learned with the lives, sometimes your passion can supersede your embarrassment or your awkwardness. So this comes from a place of passion and love, and just wanting to do the right thing for the kids and for our families. Okay, before I get teary-eyed again. Oh, hey, Brandon. Let's see if I can say hi to everybody if I see some names. Let's see. Hi, Riley, if Riley's there. Hi, Braden. Let's see. Priya's not here. Thomas. Hey, Taylor, if you're there. Priya. Why can't I think of oh, Brandon. Brandon's there. If Brandon's there, say hi to Brandon. Let's see. I think I got everybody. If I'm missing anybody, but yeah, love to say hi to everybody, and hope everyone's doing well and everybody's healthy and everybody has come out of this unscathed to a certain degree. But yeah. So that is all I have to say, and just keep, if you're not on our Facebook page, just an aside, it is a closed Facebook page. So if your child is not enrolled in our summer camp, or you are not a camp counselor, or you do not work for Pinnacle, you are not allowed on that Facebook page. And I'm constantly checking. I have to filter through. So I apologize if grandma can't join the Facebook page. I'm sure my mother would be dying to get on, my child's camp Facebook page, but we try to keep it closed for the privacy of the kids. We don't post pictures of the kids, but we do post activities, and we try as much as we can, if we do post pictures, to post the backs of the children and just them participating in the activities. Social media is social media, so if you are okay with your, child's picture being put on there, can let me know. But it's very hard to take a picture of, say, 30 kids, and 2 of them can't, don't want to have their picture taken. So we try to just do the activities and the backs of the children for privacy purposes. So, all right, it was great to see you, to talk to everybody, or to hear from everybody on the side here. I'm always accessible via email if you have any questions. All right, guys, take care and have a great day. And Mr. Thomas is going to say goodbye.
See you soon.
Okay, take care. Bye-bye.